I think one of the traps that a middle manager can fall into is you get this sense of who you are and how you should be. And let's face it, it's really your ego then can start getting in the way of recognizing that there's an opportunity for me to learn and grow here. So one of the traps I think that middle managers can fall into is they feel that they're right. And because they feel that they're right, they assume it must be right. And they don't always realize that we are wired to recognize what's already familiar to us. And so getting caught up in that trap of, oh, okay, I think I've seen it before, I know what it is, that you really let that get stuck. Particularly when you think about if you're a middle manager that's going through some changes at work. So you might be used to being a big fish in a little pond, and then all of a sudden you've become a little fish in a big pond. And so you might need to change the way in which you're behaving and interacting with each other. Or another example, I know when I was going up through the ranks, particularly if you've got a reputation for being a good performer, you become really attached to that. And so that in itself can hold you back from trying something new, because let's face it, you don't want to look foolish. You don't want to look like you don't know what you're doing. But that's actually what Carol Dweck would call a fixed mindset, because you're so caught up in this is my sense of who I am that you can't move beyond that. Whereas if you have what she calls a growth mindset, it's about actually leaving yourself open to learning and growing. And it's a little bit like when you go to the gym. And if you do a resistance workout in the gym, what ends up is your muscles end up with little tiny tears in them. And then your body heals, repairs itself, and grows stronger. And so every time when you're a middle manager and you're being put into a situation that's a little bit different, a little bit unusual, it's actually about going, well, hang on a minute. Do I want to still be the person that was good for the last 12 months? Or do I want to grow into the person that's the right person for the next 12 months?
Ooh, good question. That's a good question.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in.
Yeah. So I think the key there is being prepared to be safe to try something new. And if you're a little bit worried, just say, oh, I've not done this before, but I'm really keen to learn. Please let me know how I'm going. Or is there is there something I can read? Is there something I can watch? Or is there someone I can talk to? Just let people know that you're keen to learn. And as someone who's been an executive and led a lot of middle managers, I loved those staff because I knew they were like sponges. They were keen to learn. I knew Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, he's been quoted as saying, don't be a know-it-all, be a learn-it-all.